Hello, it's me James and welcome back to another episode of Simply Survival. This is the series where I like to show you tips, tricks and tutorials, and of course I like to do this in complete survival. And yeah, in case you can't see what's going on, I'm extremely having a bad lag day today. I've decided to stop playing back on my realm, but I'm currently at my mum and dad's, so the internet is really bad. So that's why I'm having extremely bad lags. But yeah, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you this very simple Sulfer Cube XP farm. Now, yeah, I can't really wait to see how this runs after I've had all this lag problem. But basically, this is the farm. It doesn't look the best, but there's reasons behind this, why it has to look like this, and I'll explain those during the video. But basically, let's have a go on it before we start. You throw a infestation potion at the wall, and then all of our XP comes down here. And as you can see, yeah, I've added this glass pane here as well so we can see it all. But what I'll do is I'll wait for this system to finish, and then I'll grab the XP because it's a little bit loud right now. I should mention, though, there are 0 armadillos on this farm, so it's not an armadillo XP farm. This is fully using sulfur cubes, and it's not got a trident killer as well. So if you're having problems reloading your trident killer all the time, this farm is definitely the one for you. And to top it off as well, you don't get any silverfish explosions. I made sure to test this, so 0 explosions happen. Alright, so I think we're about at the end. There's just a few here and there coming down. But essentially, this farm is perfect for fixing your tools and also getting yourself a bunch of levels so you can do whatever you want with them. It's a reasonably simple build. And like I say, it's safe, so no silverfish are going to, you know, explode everywhere, which I've seen and tested on a few other farms at the minute. So, here we go. This is the Sulfer XP farm. Let me show you exactly what you're going to need. And the items you are going to need are as followed. Bring yourself 22 blocks of a block that is not going to absorb the silverfish. I've gone for smooth stone. You're also going to want 2 white carpets. I've only got 1 at the minute. You're going to need 2 so you can help get 1 into position. You're going to want 2 smooth stone slabs. I've gone for smooth stone slabs because they are the same as this one, and it just looks the same. You can have any slabs. Bring yourself 3 signs of choice. I've gone for oak signs. A bucket of pufferfish. You can get that from around a coral reef area where a load of fish spawn. Nice and simple. Bring yourself 1 soul sand. In addition to this, a couple of buckets of water so you can make a source block of water. And you're also going to want 2 trap doors. I've gone for oak trap doors and 31 walls. I've gone for cobblestone walls, and you can go for any walls that you want. I'll explain why we need walls during the build. You're also going to need to make some splash potion of infestation. This is really simple to make. To do this, you're going to need 3 bottles of water. Simply put those bottles of water into a brewing stand. Add yourself a nether wart, and this will give you an awkward potion. Now, you want to add a stone block to that awkward potion, and you'll get yourself a potion of infestation. We want to turn it into a splash potion. So to do that, simply add yourself a gunpowder and you'll get yourself a splash potion of infestation. And last but no means least, you are going to want some arrows of harming instant damage 2, and also a bow so you can fire some. Now, you're going to get your bow back. I would highly suggest you doing this with a stack of arrows because you're going to get your money's worth. I'll show you how to make the instant damage 2 potion right now. And to make your instant damage 2 potion, you're simply going to need 3 bottles of water. Add yourself a nether wart to make yourself an awkward potion. Now, add a spider eye, which will give you a potion of poison. Then you're going to want to add a fermented spider eye. This will give you an instant damage potion. Now, if you don't know how to make a fermented spider eye, simply add sugar, brown mushrooms, and a spider eye together in a crafting table to get yourself a fermented spider eye. Once you've added that, like I say, you will get a potion of damage or potion of instant damage, potion of harming, and then to that you want to add a glowstone dust, and this will give you a potion of harming instant damage too. And we do not need to make this into a splash potion. We're going to grab all 3 of those potions that we've just made and add them to a cauldron, and then simply take our arrows, right click on the cauldron, and we will dip our arrows, giving us arrows of harming instant damage too. And this is the best thing for this farm. So yeah, again, do it with a stack, save yourself some monies, and that is everything that you are going to need. I almost forgot, you are obviously going to need some sulfur cubes. Now, how are you going to get yourself a sulfur cube? Go to the new sulfur biome, and you can literally start off with 1. You can then add these to a farm, and simply by killing them, they basically multiply, so they're really easy resource to get. You can see I've added cobblestone to mine. I simply add that into the farm and then grab them out as I need them. I've gone for a full shulker box, nearly a full shulker box. I've done a maximum of about 60 in this farm. You can add as many as you want, so bear that in mind, or you can literally just start off with a couple, a few, 5 or 6, 7, I don't know, 10. Start off with as few as you want and then build up to yeah, getting as many as you want in this farm. It really is very OP. So, first things first, we're going to make our source block of water. Simply dig out 3 in the ground, put 2 next to each other, and you've got infinite water. Simple as that. Then we're going to find a location we want to build the farm. I'm going to build mine right here, because this area, I've decided it's going to be my new chilling area, kind of like on this island. So, it's quite nice. And then we're going to remove 5 blocks in a line like this. Okay, so 5 blocks. 2 each side, and then we're going to remove this one as well, and that's going to be where our soul sand is going to go. At this stage, what we're going to do is get our smooth stone blocks, or whatever blocks you are using. Just remember, use a block that is not going to absorb the silverfish, and then we're going to build a wall 2 high, 3 across, like that in the center, and then we're going to come to the back, and we're simply going to add 3 here, 1 there. We're going to have our smooth stone slab right there, our first one of the build, and then we're going to remove that middle one. That was just a holder block, and the reason we're going to have that there is so we can add our pufferfish, and in future we can, if anything like happens to it, we can come and grab that as well. So now we are on to the next stage of the build, and what I would highly recommend you do is grab your walls. We're going to go on top of the build, so maybe a block just to go on top, and simply grab your carpets, and like I said, we're going to use one of the carpets to add the other one over that silverfish like so. Then we're going to add a stone wall or a cobblestone wall and grab the remainder of our blocks, and we're going to go up like this and do another layer. Oh, I need to go back up, and on top of this we're going to do one more layer of blocks, and we can bring that round like this, and that is where we're going to drop our sulfurs into. So now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add our stone or cobblestone wall. So we can simply come up each side like this, we can come around the outside like that, and we're simply going to go all the way across like this. Now, I did mention I will explain why exactly we need this. Well, the reason we need that, we're going to have one in the middle to keep our sulfurs in position, by the way, so make sure you do not forget that one. And yeah, the reason we need this to be a stone or walls is because essentially what these do is give the sulfur cubes a little bit more room. Let me explain. Whilst I'm explaining, I also just realised we need 1 extra stone wall. So that's 32 stone walls or cobblestone walls, whatever walls you want to use. Alright? So I'll explain why we have to use walls and not solid blocks. So basically, if we take a normal block of cobblestone, you can see the size of that right there. And if we put a sulfur next to it, you can see the sheer difference in size. Now, if we try and confine a bunch of sulfur cubes inside solid blocks, eventually, or quite soon actually, you will find that the silverfish just start exploding out everywhere. I tested this on a number of different farms, and all it really needed was a little bit more room, and that is exactly what the walls are providing for us. So yeah, use walls. If you see anyone trying to ram them inside a little gap like this, that is just going to explode out silverfish everywhere. All right, you can even see, look, they're coming on the outside, so the silverfish can basically just go through the block, explode, and then you're going to have a problem. So if you're using a sulfur XP farm, make sure you're using the walls. I mean, maybe a new design will come out eventually, but right now this is what I've come up with. So now what we're going to want to do is go into the build. I'm going to put a trapdoor just there, and I'm also going to have a trapdoor just there. I mean, that will work perfectly fine, so we can open and close it. This is just going to be so we can add our arrows. And the last actually trapdoor, the last wall, sorry, is going to go right here, and this is just going to keep everything nice and secure in position. I'm happy with that. Nice, and I think we are ready to go to add some water. But before we add any more water, let's add our signs. Now we want a sign here, like so. We want a sign here and a sign here. And like I said, we are ready to add some water. So we're going to add one to our carpet. I suggest you do the carpet first, because we're going to be waterlogging the carpet. So you can come, I think we'll probably be able to reach it from here. If you can't reach it, just jump inside the farm like this, and then you can get out. We're also going to want another one for this soul sand down here. So I will grab some more water. So let's add the soul sand water. Now to do this, you can actually dig yourself a little trench out if you want. And then we've got somewhere to go down to get the XP as well. So it's kind of two birds, one stone. It doesn't have to be a massive trench. Just a little trench like this. And this is where our last actually slab's going to go. So we're going to have this going up like that. We'll grab that. Obviously, you won't have that problem because you should be doing this on a solid area. I'm doing this on a hollowed out area. This island is completely hollow underneath, which is kind of annoying. So we'll have that there like that. And then we can add our bucket of water, and we'll start to see the bubbles coming from that soul sand. And that is exactly what we want. There's the bubbles. Now let's add our remaining 3 buckets of water. And if you've not guessed where they're going, they are going exactly where we put the signs. Like this. And last but no means least, right here. And that, my friends, is pretty much build complete. We can remove any unnecessary blocks from around the farm. Now all we need to do is add our arrows and our sulfur blocks. So I will add all of the sulfur blocks and the arrows as well. I've got the arrows on me. But what I want to do is actually die first. So I've got 0 levels on me, because I've been sitting with the max levels ever achieved for such a long time now. And I'm kind of getting bored of not being able to use them. I mean, yeah, it just looks good. It's kind of a flex having the max levels. But right now, it's getting a little bit boring. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take off all of my stuff. And we're finally going to say goodbye to my max levels, because I have got a bunch of renaming to do. I'm going to make sure I'm got my spawn spot right here. And I'm just going to go jump down the void. So, like the video for losing the max levels in Survival Minecraft. There we go. It's gone. Finally, I can rename stuff once I get me XP farm up and running. Like I said, we do need to get it up and running. So, let me grab my stuff. Now, ideally, it would be better if I made some kind of way to get on top. But, yeah, I didn't. So, it just is what it is for now. So, first things first, what we're going to do is add our arrows. We want to make sure that trapdoor is open. And I like to add around about 6. You can add 2 or 3. It's up to you how many you want to use. I just always add quite a lot, so it's got a lot of kill power. And then open the trapdoor, and that will fall down into that area. And we should be getting some damages. You can see if it's working because of the particles, okay? Then we want to make sure that trapdoor is closed so we don't have any spillages. And now we can simply start adding our sulfur cubes with cobblestone into the farm. Like this. And because we've got our walls, we've got a nice amount of room for them to be in this area. So I'm going to keep going like this. Until we've got as many, really, as we want in. You can add literally as many as you physically want. I think every now and again as well, you will need to top these up. And there we go. There's the last one. And now we are ready to use this farm. So all we need to do is simply grab ourselves a infestation potion. And one thing is actually, that's annoying. That noise is really annoying. Like, it's going to be in my chilling area the whole time. Anyway, we'll grab this potion. We can simply throw it at the wall. And this will start to spawn our silverfish. And then our XP will be released down here. And the more sulfur cubes you have in, the faster this XP farm will be. So we'll see how many levels we get from just one round of potion. Alright, so I'm going to wait back here and then I'll collect all the XP at once because it won't despawn. But you can see that there's none escaping, which is the main thing. So I'll be back once I can't hear any more silverfish dying. Alright, so I think all the silverfish have died. Let's see how many levels we got from just one potion. 32 levels, that's not bad. Now, like I say, you get a lot more if you add a lot more sulfur cubes. So I intend to add a lot more sulfur cubes to this farm. And yeah, you should be good to go. I just need to duplicate a few more because I haven't even got any. But, I mean, we could just go again on this, which I'm probably going to do one more. And then I'll collect some more XPs. You have got to remember as well that I've fixed all of my armor and my wings from that collection. So I think I would have got a little bit more. But I'll do one more and see what we end up with. But like I say, the more sulfur cubes, the better this is going to be. Because you're going to get more sulfur fish. Did I say sulfur fish? I meant silverfish. Lol. Alright, silverfish are gone. Oh, I still hear a few. Alright, I think the silverfish are gone again now. So there we go, we got up to 41 levels. Now, another thing you can actually do is remove this and have this like that. But only do that to the bottom one. Because if you try and do that anywhere else, you'll have silverfish coming out everywhere. But you can do it on the bottom one if you want to see what's going on. So sometimes it's just nice to see what's going on, right? But there we go. Again, you can fix all your tools using this farm. And, of course, all your armor. And you can get a fair few amount of levels. You will get loads of levels the more sulfur fish you add. So, what I suggest you do is add as many sulfur cubes as you want, really. But like I say, you can start off with a small amount and then just add a few after. There we go. That is my very simple sulfur cube XP farm. I do hope that this helped you out in your worlds. I will catch you guys on the next one.